What's up, guys, and welcome back to another NBA news and analytic commentary episode. Today is July 15th, 2021, and I'm going to be talking about Game 4 of the NBA Finals that took place in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, between the home team and the Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns. And going into this game, Giannis Antetokounmpo had scored 41 points in a row in back-to-back games, one of the only players to do that in NBA Finals history. And the Phoenix Suns were up 2-1 after dropping Game 3 in Milwaukee. And the first thing I'm going to talk about are fouls, because there were a lot of fouls this game. I'm going to start specifically with the Phoenix Suns team. Devin Booker had 5 fouls. He should have had 6. You're going to see late in the fourth quarter, he ran right into Jrue Holiday as he shot a layup, gave him a bear hug, and the refs didn't call it, and that should have been his 6th foul, and he should have been fouled out. And Jay Crowder as well, he had 5 fouls. Chris Paul had 3 fouls, and we're going to talk about his performance in a few minutes. And DeAndre Ayton had 3 fouls as well, and Ayton only had, I believe, 6 or 8 points, which is not a formula for success. And Devin Booker, he played amazing tonight. He dropped over 40 points after coming off of a game where he went 3 for 14 for field goals, and he only scored 10 points. In Games 1 and Game 2, he performed well, but not in Game 3. But Game 4, he had his best performance of the entire finals, but it just wasn't enough at the end of the day. So we're going to talk right now about the Bucks side of things when it comes to the fouls. Now, Giannis and Jrue Holiday and Chris Middleton, they were very good with fouls. None of them had over 3. So that's spectacular. But PJ Tucker, one of their best, if not the best defensive men on their team, he had 5 fouls. And the last foul that was called on him, I think, was crap. I believe that in the fourth quarter, whenever they called his 5th foul, I think Mike Budenholzer should have challenged it, because PJ Tucker made contact with a Phoenix Suns player shooting a 3-pointer, except the contact with the hand was a second after he shot the ball. So he was just contesting the shot, except after he shot it, he slapped it in the hand. It didn't affect the shot. And if I'm Mike Budenholzer, I personally want to challenge it, because it was Jay Crowder, the player shooting. It took Jay Crowder to the line for 3 free throw opportunities. And at the stage of the game that they were in, those 3 points could have been huge. And they were huge to the game, except it didn't end up mattering at the end of the day, because the Milwaukee Bucks were able to get the win and tie up the series 2-2, heading back to Phoenix for Game 5 on Saturday. But that's personally something that I would have challenged, and I believe if Budenholzer was a better adjuster, I think that this Bucks team would be dramatically better, because the Suns make better adjustments. They make adjustments more often. It's harder to play against them than the Milwaukee Bucks. But it's the Bucks' size and Giannis Antetokounmpo that pushed them over the edge tonight and made them win this basketball game. And Giannis, he dropped over 30 points. He didn't quite get to the 40-point range that he's been averaging the past 2 games, except he still played very well. He had a crucial block in the fourth quarter, and that's something that we just love to see. And now I'm going to be talking about what many consider to be the point guard, CP3 Chris Paul. And tonight, he did not play well. He had 3 fouls, and he had 5 turnovers. Now, you're saying, well, how can you say that? That's just one side of the basketball. True, but 5 turnovers for Chris Paul is something that you hardly ever see from him. That's not a normal performance from him. In the fourth quarter, he had a huge turnover. They were down by 1 possession, and then someone stole the ball from Chris Paul. He just slipped, and they stole the ball, and now all the Twitter trolls are coming out for him. You know, they're hungry, they want blood, they're coming out for Chris Paul, and many say, oh, CP3 is back, you know, the playoff version of Chris Paul is back, the choker's back, the Suns aren't going to win the NBA Finals. And to you, I say, it's just one performance. It could be just a coincidence. I mean, Steph Curry missed a game-winning 3, you still call him the very best shooter in the game. So, what's so different about Chris Paul? This is just one playoff. This is one season. And throughout this entire season, Chris Paul has had his best season in the postseason ever. And one performance does not change that. But I will admit, tonight, he didn't even drop 10 points. He had 5 turnovers, he had 3 fouls, and he just did not look like himself at all. He had a couple of bad alley-oops to DeAndre Ayton. They were slightly off passes, which resulted in Ayton not being able to get the dunk or the layup. And he just didn't have a great performance, and I think he'll have a better one in Game 5. And partially the reason why he didn't have as much points is Devin Booker took the driver's seat this game, but he still should have had at least 10 points, but Chris Paul could not do that. So it's very unfortunate for him. I would say I feel bad for him, and I sort of do, but at the same time, his performance is what did it, so in a way, he did it to himself. But yes, the Bucks were able to win this game. They had great shooting from players coming off the bench. Bobby Portis, I love the energy he brings off of the bench. I know I've mentioned it in the Game 3 Analytic commentary episode, except the energy that he puts in this stadium and on this Milwaukee Bucks team is something that is just truly incredible. And on the Bucks side of things, Jay Crowder, he's an amazing starter. He is a starter, but I consider him to be a role player in a way, and he's one of the best in the game when it comes to that. And Cameron Johnson, the man out of Pittsburgh, transferred to North Carolina and drafted by the Phoenix Suns. I love his game. He knows his role. Go in for a layup if he has the opportunity, or shoot the dang ball, and that's exactly what he does, and he makes it at a high rate. And I just love the play of Cameron Johnson, especially in this NBA Finals. It's been very inspiring to me, and I just love watching him perform. And this right now on your screen is a part of the game where things get interesting, because the Phoenix Suns, they were in control of this game for the first 3 quarters. It was never a blowout, but they're always one step ahead of the Bucks. Except at this stage in the game, it's where the Bucks slowly start to turn it on. And if the Suns won this game, I believe the series would have been over. Technically, it wouldn't be, obviously, except the Suns would have a 3-1 lead, a Game 5 in Phoenix, a Game 6 in Milwaukee if needed, and a Game 7 in Phoenix if needed. So the Suns have the clear advantage, and they were up 3-1, and they would have just came off of a road victory against the Milwaukee Bucks, against a team who is significantly taller than them and stronger than them when it comes to most of their starting players. So it was huge that Milwaukee was able to come back in the end of the game and get the win, because that is, in my opinion, is what kept this series alive. And if they win, whoever wins this series, I believe this game is the reason why. This was by far the best game of the NBA Finals. And as you can see right here, the Bucks are celebrating their victory in Game 4. And let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. Who's going to win the NBA Finals and how many games? And with that being said, I'm your boy Meatloaf, and I'll see you guys in the next video.